learning how to save my money was a necessity for me because I didn't want to go back to that, I guess you would say, that poor mentality. Right. So I just kept on pushing myself to save and save.
Paycheck to paycheck, lifestyle.
So I kind of saved and saved, and detailing provided that extra finance, and whatever I got from detailing, I reinvested it into the business like we were talking about. Yeah. With the supplies, you will start to evolve into the detailer that you want to become. Yo, what's up? Izar and Juan. Juan and Izar, we're here today. This is going to be detailing and donuts. This is going to be a 6 segment where we're going to be doing all about detailing, marketing, business, learning about us. We're going to try to introduce guest speakers as we go through this podcasting journey. And we hope that you enjoy what we say and what we talk about here. It's going to be fun.
And cool. You're probably watching this in the morning, so good morning to you. We're calling it Detailers and Donuts because we want it to be something like you kind of wake up, you listen to, while you're waking up, or, you're working already, 6 a.m., 7 a.m. Respect to you because I can't even get up. Grab your coffee, grab your donuts, your ham and cheese croissant, whatever you eat. As Izar once told me, a beer. If you're into that, a beer, grab yourself a Modelo time right now. We're going to be, like Izar said, talking about a lot of stuff about detailing, the industry, pricing, marketing, how to grow your business, what you can do to grow your business, and, as a collective, all of us, if you're just starting out or you're already doing it for a long time, you just need some extra tips or whatever. We're just going to be talking about all of it in one. And obviously, this is something that should be open for each and every one of you to contribute to. So, in the comment section, you could comment any questions that we should talk about. Who you guys think we should bring in, And if you think you got what it takes to be on the podcast too, hey,
let us know.
We're making it open. Yeah, we're making it open to a lot of people. So we hope to even meet you. Without further ado, let's get started. Yeah, so, Izar... I have a couple notes here, questions and stuff, introduce yourself. Who are you, man?
So I'm Izar. I'm 26 years old now. Detailed about 5 years ago. I started my detailing career 5 years ago. And with that, I was just a young guy that grew up in the city of, or the county of Los Angeles. And went to high school, graduated, then went to college. Did a 4-year at Vanguard University down in Costa Mesa. Graduated with the history poli-sci degree. And then within that, I started researching detailing and fell in love with it and used that as a form of studying for my exams. But that's kind of how I got into that.
Well, how did you what made you say, you know what, I think I'm actually just do detailing, How did you start? What made you want to just continue detailing as a serious job, as a business,
Yeah, so when I started, and I started learning, it was really, really fun just watching the videos, listening to Ammo, Larry Casellia from Ammo NYC. And at that same time, I wasn't taking it as a business or as entrepreneurship mindset. Yeah. I didn't think I was going to be one of an entrepreneur in general.
Yeah.
I really thought that I was just going to be a worker for somebody,
Yeah.
But then...
95.
Yeah. So then when I started detailing, or when I started watching the videos and I started taking the art more serious... my friends'
videos.
Oh yeah,
we all started there. Yeah. We all started there.
Yeah, it was a great segment. But then after that, I after watching so many videos, I started getting into it. Got my first client, and then my first client led me to another, and wasn't seeing them as clients, but more so just seeing them as friends. And led me to more people that I got to know and meet, and then neighbors from the cities that I would drive to or go to. Literally would hook up a hose into would hook up a hose into their water line.
Into their water line, yeah.
Yeah, and then start watering it down, just doing the 2-bucket method.
Yeah, man.
doing the basics, and then after a while, of doing it and collecting money. After that, then I was like, you know what, this is an actual business. I'm an entrepreneur, a
making money,
solopreneur. Yeah, making money. So it's like, wow, you know what? Then I just started getting interested, and the more money that I made, I literally
started taking it more serious.
I took it more serious. Yeah, just because I started seeing that it was providing more income than my day-to-day job, my 9 to 5. So yeah.
And you mentioned entrepreneurship. So, what you say you at first you didn't really realize that you were even into that. When did you finally start noticing that, like, hey, you know what? I want to be a business owner. I want to make my own money. I want to be my own boss. Basically, entrepreneurship. You had that motivation to. You're like basically a go-getter in terms of like, yeah, you know what? I don't want to be stuck working for anyone else. How did you know, or when did you know, that you had that entrepreneur mindset?
Yeah, I gotta say, it wasn't until I realized that I was making more money detailing than a 9 to 5 than someone that was paying me, and I was listening to their rules, listening to what they had to say, their criticisms, and also them overlooking the hard work that I was doing. And it really set me off into just pushing myself into that. And then one season where I was working for the school district, just because after college I became a teacher's assistant, or a paraeducator, as you would say, for a school in the Los Angeles County. And I got let go during COVID, during the pandemic part of it, and we were doing classes online. And so when they let me go, I was just like, you know what, this is the push. I got to take it. I got to take the steps to make this a full time.
Exactly. I mean, you needed to provide for yourself.
And I knew that. Yeah.
Did COVID have anything to do with it? Like the pandemic?
Like what do you mean?
Like, because I know for me, I didn't start like serious, because I started doing it in high school too.
Yeah.
I started to. I just I would do it on my own car. People would see, like, I would just mess around. People would see, like, oh dang, like, car's so clean, whatever, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll detail your car, just shoot me $50. I mean, I didn't know any better. I would just put the stuff I would go to Walmart, and that in those days, buy like some turtle wax or whatever.
Yes.
Just some clay lube, whatever, that chemical guy's clay lube and stuff, and just do it on their front porch, and take about 5 hours for $50.
Oh yeah.
But like, it wasn't until like the pandemic, that where I said, okay, I need to provide, because I lost my job. I had nothing. I still had bills to pay, even as a high schooler. So I needed to provide for myself somehow. And I said, and a lot of people liked my detailing. A lot of people asked if I wanted to do it as a business, if I could do it, or whatever. They were just saying, like, how about you try it on my car or whatever. So that's how I kind of figured. That's how I kind of like, that's how kind of the pandemic affected me. I said, you know what, like, I need a job now, so I'm gonna start detailing.
Yeah.
Because I'm good at it. I'm good at it. People like it, so might as well make money off it.
Exactly.
Did the pandemic affect you in any way in terms of that, like starting it, or even just like, even like losing business or anything like that?
So yeah, like I started to detail way before the pandemic even started.
Right.
I actually went full time during the pandemic.
Yeah.
But before that, I was working my 9 to 5, and then also working detailing on the weekends. And then when the pandemic hit, since I got let go from my job, I was then able to fully commit to detailing.
Okay.
And clients, I think the pandemic, since people were not staying, or since people were staying at their houses, the pandemic really helped my detailing business explode.
Explode, exactly. Yeah. So it did kind of affect in a good way, though.
In a positive way, very, very
That's
positive.
That's good, yeah, because a lot of people have these stories, but no, in fact, actually, I even still had people bringing me their cars, Wow. So I mean, it was actually the best time to start. So honestly, if you started a business during the pandemic, it's probably the best time to start, especially for something mobile. Were you always mobile?
No, not always.
Did you get drop-offs or?
So it was in the beginning when I
Yeah.
was starting. I was taking people at my house, but was not really feeling the support from my own family. So my father really didn't like it that I was using the house water
Yeah,
to take
house
care
bills.
of to
Yeah.
take care of a stranger's car.
Yeah.
So it didn't really. There was a lot of like back and forth with it. So I kind of just destroyed the. I kind of just destroyed the idea of going into of having. So I kind of destroyed people coming over to my house. I destroyed that idea, and I
Yeah.
started to pack my things. So my garden hose, my pressure washer, my
And you
extension
put it in your
cords,
car and,
my
you know,
bucket. Yeah.
Take it to people's houses and stuff.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
it was a little
That's
Corolla.
kind of how I started too. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have no pressure washer, no 100-gallon tank. You know,
Yeah.
man, heck, I had a you know, I had a freaking small sports car that I had to fit things in. You know, it's like, you know, or in the Toyota Sienna that I have now, still I detail out of.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything. I would put stuff on the seats, you know, and I would just go like that, you know. That Ryobi pressure washer, man. You know?
Dude, and not only
So-
that, we got to give it up for those sedans, man.
Yeah, man.
The 2-door coupe and
Yeah,
then
for real, man. Hey, dude, yeah,
the
no.
4-door Corolla.
Yeah, man, you know, so yeah, that's pretty dope, man. I mean, a little bit about me, you know, LA County as well. I was born in Lancaster,
Okay,
a small
yeah.
little city. So
Wow.
yeah, so I came from over there. I never thought I was gonna be doing anything that I do now.
Yeah.
Not even detailing. How did I start? I mean, like I said, you know, I started in high school because I was into keeping my own car clean and even the house car clean because in high school, you got allowances. you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, like for me, it was like, okay, go wash the cars. We'll give you $40. You know, and that's how I would, you know, get
Hey.
my Chick-fil-A after school, you know, and Raising Cane's or whatever, you know, and so, you know, that's what I would do, you know, and then, like I said, that's where I started telling people in school, you know, doing stuff for like $50, you know, and I mean, how we all start, you know, little cheap washes, you know, but that's something we're gonna talk about,
Yeah.
you know, in the next couple of minutes is, you know, about what is detailing, what's pricing, you know, how much money you need to start, what do you need to start, you know, we're gonna start talking a lot about that in the next couple of minutes, and I mean, why don't we just go into it? You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Let's just go into it. I mean, the question is, man. I mean, the real question is, you know, what even is detailing?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Dang. What is detailing?
Yeah, like
Juan, what is it? Tell me.
Okay, so basically, I know everyone has their own definition of detailing, but definitely mine is it's in the word itself, obviously, detail. You get a lot of clients asking about, or you know, hitting you with the, oh, you missed a spot. That's where detailing comes in, is where we take extra time, even extra tools, so we can not have that happen. So we can not have the client say, hey, you missed a spot. You know what I mean? This is why, you know, it goes into, you know, how much to charge, you know, whatever. You know, detailing, I believe it's when you take the extra time and effort, you know, to be precise about your job, you know, and to make sure your job stands out compared to other jobs or other people or whatever. And this could stand out. This could be into anything, you know. If you're a photographer, you're going to be very detailed when it comes to
Editing.
editing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because you want your photos to stand out from the other photographer. Now, this is not who's better than who. This is more about you know...
Creating your own special touch,
There we go.
I guess you would say.
Perfect. And that's what you got a lot of guys saying. Special Touch Detailing LLC, you got, you know, or Classic Touch, you know.
Yeah.
Platinum's Touch, you know. I shout out to Platinums. You're not named Platinums anymore. Showroom Details. Shout out to you, the homie. But, because I said Platinums.
Yeah.
But anyway, the point is, you know, I think detailing is definitely when it comes to being precise
Yeah.
about your job.
Yeah.
Making sure you don't have that, hey, you missed a spot. You know, because I think that's happened to all of us, to be honest,
I mean,
in our careers.
Can I add on to that as well?
Definitely, yeah.
One of the things that kind of like helped me understand what detailing was when I watched a video from the Chicago Auto Pros who did a phenomenal historical adventure of what detailing was and to what it has becoming. And the Jason's partner in Chicago Auto Pros, he described detailing to the point that, you know, with car washing, there's like a stop, like there's a halt, but when you're detailing, there is no halt. There's a continuing until the car is to the utmost perfection that it looks. And when I think about that, when I'm doing the work, I notice that myself, that sometimes you just don't stop. And you're wanting to get the nooks and crannies. You're going to want to make that spot shine. You're going to want to make that spot look good because it's important.
Point.
And when you make that happen, the client's way more wowed than when you're cutting corners and you're just saying, you know what, you just ordered the car wash. I'm sorry. I will not remove the tar. I will not remove the contamination buildup. I am not going to remove this. It's not included. Rather than when you just hire a detailer just takes care of it, you know?
Exactly.
Within the packages that the detailer offers, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, that's literally perfect. I mean, it's so true. You for example, a lot of us, we do paint correction.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and we have this problem where we want to get every single scratch out.
Exactly.
Or when you're vacuuming, I have a problem. Like, you know, look, I know it's because, look, this is where it comes to different pricing, and we'll talk about that. We'll get more into depth about that maybe later in the episode, later in this episode, or maybe in other episodes too, because that's a very controversial topic actually. So we'll get into that a little bit more later, but basically, you know, when it comes to vacuuming, for example, like, you know, sometimes I just keep just vacuum and try to get everything out. You know, so that way when the client walks in the car, they don't even see a speck.
Exactly.
You know, and you mentioned Chicago Auto Pros, right?
Yes.
You know, for me, shout out to Insane Paint Auto Detailing. I think I showed you them.
Yes.
Insane Paint Auto Detailing. I think his name's Chase over there. He worked with Legend Auto Detail.
In Virginia, right?
Yeah, so over there, I think so. Or Alabama.
Alabama. Okay.
So shout out to them over there. Man, take a look at their work. We might put their Instagram up here once we figure out the editing, but nonetheless, at Insane Paint Auto Detailing. You want to see something insane? They're insane. Because they take pictures of literally the carpet.
Exactly.
No speck. Not even a speck of dust. Their team is insane.
Yeah.
No pun intended. Okay? So, I mean, so basically, just to, you know, kind of finish defining what is detailing, you know, we'll ask more detailers this, you know, and you guys could even put in the comments section of wherever we upload this, or head to our Instagrams, you know, we'll put that on the episode or whatever, our Instagrams. So you guys can comment what your definition of detailing is, because, hey, I mean, we may be missing something.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, you know, everyone has different definitions of everything. So, basically, detailing. I mean, but another thing is, like, what I've also thought about, you know, what I was thinking about before we were getting into this is, what does it take to be a detailer? What do you think it takes to be a detailer? What do you think it takes to be a detailer? And, you know, like strength or like discipline, you know, what do you think basically it takes to be a detailer, Izar?
Man, I think
because it's not easy.
Oh no,
like a lot of people think it's easy. It's not easy.
No, it takes consistency and commitment. I think.
Perfect.
Again, another famous guy that I just really like in the detailing community. His name's Jeremy. He's the owner of Shine Supply. He loves to preach consistency and commitment to the craft, and I think that that's very true, because there's going to be moments where you burn out. There's going to be moments where you're going through stress and you want to quit, but your brain just naturally needs to like figure it out. And in that figuring it out and in the consistency that you're offering, you're pushing your mind to understand more of the business, because detailing, when you're detailing, I think detailing itself, the skill, the craft is literally like probably 10% of what it takes to own your business in detailing.
Yeah. Actually,
There's the marketing, like we were saying.
Yeah.
Like there's the what's another one?
The marketing, basically, even how you
Customer service.
customer service.
What is it? What else?
You know, I would say Pricing, yeah.
Knowing how to price.
Knowing how to price.
Knowing your inventory.
That's true.
Also, learning how to save your money, not spending it all.
Yeah.
Learning the legal side of detailing.
That's
learning
true, man.
the paperwork. What are the licenses that you need to take out? Insurances.
Yeah.
Licenses that you need to take out for the specific city. This is like, and yeah, it's all too much sometimes.
Right.
So some people don't even go into the depths of even getting their business legit just because they just want to stick to it as a hobby.
I will tell you, it is easy to give up.
Yep,
in this game.
Yeah.
It's easy to just sell all your stuff for about 15K, 20K.
Yeah,
and you're
run
done.
away.
You know, it's easy, but you know, I mean, there's been times where I wanted to quit.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure it's happened to all of us.
I mean, burnout's real.
No, it's real. Like, I remember when I was doing 10 cars a day for $30. You know, and I mean, I only charged $30 because I wasn't providing power nor water. But there's something I learned in this game is that doesn't matter. You're still providing your craft, your knowledge, your work.
Exactly.
You know, just to give you a little hint. You know, if you're doing that and you're still going to people's houses, gas isn't free. Your product isn't free. You know, don't be charging $30
Yeah.
for auto detailing.
Yeah.
You know, if you're getting into depth for these people's cars and you're still using your tools, right, and only their power, you know, what do you think? I think you should be starting your prices around, you know, $70.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Yeah.
including interior and exterior. You know, especially if you're just starting out, you're gonna get some more experience. I mean, you're practicing on your own vehicles, I'm assuming. You know.
Yeah.
So
Wear and tear.
it still takes some practice to be a detailer. There we go. That's one thing. You got to practice this craft.
Yes.
You know, it's not. It's like anything in life. You got to practice if you want to be good. You want to be really skilled at it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can. There. It is a possibility of. You know, you can surpass a lot of people in this thing. You know, but it all comes down to like how much work you put into it, into being a detailer, to being the best version of you. Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and so you know, I guess that's mainly what it takes to be a great detailer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we'll definitely get in more into that. We'll ask a lot more people, like special guests that come in. You know, we'll ask them. You know, especially once we have a little bit more time. We are limited to a little bit time for this first episode, but it's an introductory.
Yes.
So just to give you guys an idea of what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah. More things will unfold.
Exactly. A lot of detailers though, they're like, what do you need to start? I mean, you know, pressure washer. You know, what do you think you need to start your detailing business? Just
what
to
do you
start.
need to start?
You know, well, what do you think we need to start? You know, what do you think though? Like, what do you think we need to start?
That's a great question, Juan.
So how do you even start? Like, what do you even need to start?
Yeah, that's a very important question, and honestly, I'm literally gonna.
How much do you start?
Even how much? But I think like even how like I'm trying to come in my brain just to remember how I even started. You know,
right? Like what you needed.
What did I need?
Yeah.
The hose.
Yeah.
Towels.
No, yeah, that's one thing that you kind of, especially if you're new to this, you kind of get confused.
Brushes.
I mean, you know, obviously, yeah, you want towels, you know, you want brushes, you want sprays. Obviously, you want your wax.
Yeah.
Wax, a good old wax.
A detailer.
Wax.
Synthetic detailer.
Yeah, or synthetic detailer, quick detailer, you know. But I think a good thing is like, what do you need to start in terms of like, to start professional, you know, to get into it professionally, because there is consumer grade product and there is professional grade product.
The DIY products for the DIYers that are working at the garage, and for the people that are also working. There's
the weekend warriors, as Detail Garage likes to call them.
How do you even break that down in that sense? Because when you want to start professionally, you're gonna want to start thinking money and thinking how much you're saving and what's like the saving cost going to be. so that you can make the most profit out of the details that you're making.
So let's talk about what you need to start then. What do you need? I would say you can start off with just your basic electric pressure washer, you know?
Or what if you don't have the affordability to get
even if you don't even have that? You know how I started? I started with just a, you know those hose foam sprayers?
Yeah.
Dude, I just started with one of those. It may look funny. But remember, you're just starting.
Yeah.
You're just starting. Let's say you're on a budget. You're broke. You know, you only work a 9 to 5. You got a lot of bills to pay, but you want to start.
Yeah.
You know,
when starting, would you want to put Dawn dish soap? Is that a good soap to use?
No, not Dawn.
Okay.
Don't use Dawn. Okay?
Why not?
I mean,
my dad told me that. That's an okay product.
Don't use Dawn. Don't use
okay.
Don't use your soap to wash your clothes either, because my mom did that once to the cars, and then later on she asked me, Tito, because my nickname's Tito. Don't call me that. Okay, fine, you can call me that, but you know, she was like, ¿por qué tiene esa cosa ahí en los espejos y todo eso? And she was talking about
the smudges?
Smudges, rainbow colors. Off the windows.
Gross.
And
fabric softener?
Yeah.
Oh.
Fabric softener. Believe it or not, that's what she was like. Why did it do that? Why does it have that? You know, she would be like, I washed the cars already. Like, you don't need to wash them, really. And it would be all rainbow all over the car, and I'm just like, damn, what the hell? Don't do that if you're going to start.
Okay.
If you're going to start, honestly, even if you're just starting, you're doing it as a weekend thing first. You know, we all resort to first starting to Chemical Guys.
Mm-hmm.
Chemical Guys does have some good stuff. I will give it to them. They do have really great soaps when it comes to shampoos. They just have this marketing of every product is almost the same thing. It's either watered down and just to make more money. Yeah. You know, no offense to them, you know, not trying to talk smack or anything. We all started there. I started there. But the thing is, you know, yes, okay, start off, you could do that. There's also other soaps that you can start off with, you know, if you're looking into going into it professionally and starting to use professional grade products, a little bit more affordable route.
Yeah.
You know, you could even start off with like a shop soap, you know. For example, shout out Tony's Auto Detail Supplies.
Yep.
You know Tony? Yeah,
exactly.
You know Tony. Yeah, so Tony has his own product line, you know. He has his shampoo. You know, and it's called this Tony's shampoo, you know, and you just dilute it.
Wait, so where's Tony's?
Tony's is in Norwalk. So if you want to find him, look up Tony's Auto Detail Supplies in Norwalk, you know.
Great.
And he has a bunch of stuff. He'll guide you about, like, you know, when it comes to starting, you know. You know, he has the basic stuff that you can use to start. Now, once you start getting more into depth with it, you want a lot higher quality, high-end, you know, products. Not saying that Tony's doesn't have it.
Wait. So as a beginner that's going to get into the detailing business, you want to introduce to them a detail supply store that's in their area. They don't want to go to O'Reilly's or to Auto...
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
AutoZone?
I'm just saying more of like if you want to start getting into that professional grade or like a grade section.
It's better to go into an auto detail supply store.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Couldn't have said it better.
Yeah.
It's better to do that. Yes, you can go into your AutoZone, your O'Reilly, you know, you'll find some stuff, but definitely you're going to find a lot better selection into an actual auto detail store. Regardless of whether it is, where it is. They're going to have your brushes. They're going to have some sort of, at least, pretty well-known product. Like, a lot of shops have Max Shine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Max Shine, shout out to them. They're great.
Yeah.
You know, they're great to start. They're great to start off with too. You know?
Rather than brands, what else do we need to get started with detailing? So we know that we can get a good soap from a detail supply store,
right?
And getting professional grade products from a detail supply store.
Yeah.
But what else is there in this lineup of supplies that we need?
I would say definitely. So essential liquids.
Essential liquids.
So foam, you know, your soap, your
Yes.
shampoo, your fabric cleaners.
Your fabric cleaner.
You know, your all-purpose cleaner.
All-purpose cleaner.
You know, Your interior basic detailer, you know, because you're not always going to be using an APC. APC isn't always safe on every vehicle.
Okay.
So you're going to need your brushes, of course, your detail brushes and your scrubbers, or whatever you want to call it, or the magic sponge. I'm sure you've heard of it.
Yeah.
You know, the magic sponge.
The
If
magic
you haven't heard of
eraser?
it, yeah, the magic eraser.
Yeah.
If you haven't heard of it, hit your local shop, ask them about it. You know, if they know about it, hopefully they do. Hopefully they do. They at least know what magic sponge is, or you know what I'm talking, magic eraser.
Yeah.
You know,
Do we need a vacuum?
a vacuum. Yes, exactly.
What?
Yeah,
What is your go-to vacuum that you like using?
Richard.
Richard?
Not Richard.
Oh, I'm gonna hit up Richards over here. All right.
No. Rigid.
Rigid. I. Where'd you get that one? How much is it?
Home Depot. I think I paid like, I don't even know why. I don't know. I think at $40 or
Yeah.
or tops like 80. I don't know.
Damn,
I think it was
right?
$40 though. I'm not gonna lie.
Very cost effective. Very good suction, right?
Yeah. Actually, it's 4 gallons. It does great. You know, as long as you're maintaining the filter or replacing it ever so often, it's gonna last you a long time. And one thing I do recommend is if you're gonna use a blower, you know, if you're looking into investing more, obviously, even if you're just starting, obviously you can use a towel, obviously, for towel dry. One towel I recommend is the MagShine towel. Like I said, MagShine general brand or whatever, but they have a huge towel that dries perfectly great. You know, maybe have 2 of those.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, 2 of those would be nice.
And what else? So in terms of supplies, so we need the towels, the liquids, the vacuum, water.
Oh, yeah. Well, when it comes to water, I've seen many people do different things.
Hose, pressure washer.
So, if you can't afford the pressure washer, it isn't always the biggest deal. You know, like I said, I started off with just a little foam thing that connected to the house hose.
Cool.
You know, so it's not always the first thing you got to go to. If you can and you can afford it, do it. Buy yourself like a little $100 pressure washer first.
Yeah.
Just to start off with, you know? And then, obviously it'll come with its hose. I recommend getting a 50-footer,
Yep.
you know, that covers at least 2 cars.
Yeah.
You know, so you'll be fine. You'll even be fine with the big gun, you know, that it comes with, right? Then you can
hate that
upgrade.
gun.
I hate it too, but I started like that too.
I started with it too.
So, you know,
We
go, you guys know what we're talking about. You know, you're over here like,
humble beginnings, man.
Yeah, humble
Extension
beginnings.
and everything.
So,
So now we got the pressure washer.
a foam cannon. If
So,
you're going to get a
foam
pressure washer, foam cannon.
Foam cannon.
You know,
2-bucket method?
honestly, I just use a 1. You know, get yourself and make an investment. If you can, get a small grit guard on the bottom.
Yeah.
You know?
Grit guards are always safe, so you want to buy a grit guard. That is an important supply to buy when you're going to start your detailing business. Buckets, grit guard, your brushes, and then your chemicals, your vacuum, and you're also going to want to get your microfiber towels. Professional grade towels are awesome, but your Costco Kirklands are going to be where it's at in the beginning when you're starting off.
Yeah, in the beginning, definitely.
To start off a business, you could legit start with $100.
Yeah. No, honestly. Yeah. I mean, just in product alone, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like I said, you don't automatically have to get a pressure washer soon.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you want to even provide your own hose, hell, bring your hose.
Come
Bring
on.
your hose to the house. Sell that to your client.
Oh, we're forgetting one thing.
Uh-huh.
Extension cord.
Yes. Extension cord. You know, have your outlets, you know, have your extension cord, have something that's, you know, you can roll up, or at least you can put it somewhere and store it nicely,
Uh-huh.
you know. And then, you know, if your client's going to be walking around, warn them about your extension cords. You know, you don't want to be liable for that. But definitely bring your own extension cords, because don't always expect your client to have extension cords.
Yep.
Their plugs might be in the garage. That's how I started.
Yeah.
We would plug it into their garage. They would close their garage, and you would go under. And so, you know, just always be careful with that. But, you know, that's if you can't afford a generator yet, you know, because you're slowly starting up.
Yep.
It's the humble beginnings. You know, you don't need a lot to start. Start humble, you know. And if you have the money like that, then heck, I mean,
build it.
Build it, Yeah, build
Reinvest into your business is the biggest suggestion that I offer. Once you start with a $100 budget, and then you start washing and maintaining your clients, the money will come. You start to reinvest by investing into iron removers, investing into clay bars, investing into your waxes, investing into your hose, investing into your own equipment, and then investing into your van.
And while you're doing all that, look into brands. I mean, a lot of that's kind of controversial too, so we might get into that later. But look into brands. Like Shine Supply. We mentioned them earlier. Yeah. The shop brands. Don't be afraid to try things because everyone has different opinions about different products. Mm-hmm. You may know a product that I'd never heard of, and and it might be working great for you. Try combining some products together. Yeah. I mean, essentially, we're kind of chemists. We work with chemicals. So you know what I mean. Don't be afraid to try things. Definitely go to shops. You can try if you don't know where to go and you're in like LA area. Definitely think you should try Vital Detail Supplies and Tony's Auto Detailing Supplies. They both provide great service, great water. I love both of them. Those are my only go-to shops, to be honest.
Yeah, and so what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a little break, and then once we come back from this little segment, we're just going to add more to what we're saying about how to get started and what it takes to get started.
Yeah, we're gonna add a lot more. So stay tuned.
Come back.
Follow us for more. If you want, turn on your notifications on our profiles. If you're watching this on YouTube, click that little bell.
All right, what's up, guys? We just want to say thank you so much for tuning in during this break that we have. We just want to thank you for just listening to us and listening to the advices that we're going to give you. There's going to be further shows or further podcasts that we have in the future that we or further ideas that we have that we want to express and display to you guys. Just because we're just a couple of guys from LA that really, really care about the detailing community and really want to see the younger generation have more of a stable ground, or the people that are coming into this new school style of detailing to have a better understanding of where they're going. Yeah. But if you're detailing right now and you're listening to this podcast, please grab yourself some water, hydrate. LA weather is not nice weather, especially in the summer heat. But take a sip. And then if you're listening to this in the winter,
make sure you wear a sweater.
Wear a sweater. Get cozied up with that blanket. Yeah. Get some coffee. Sip that coffee. Yeah. But thank you. We're gonna get back into this segment, talking about how we are we're gonna get back into this segment, talking about the supplies that you will need. All right, guys. So welcome back from that break that we just gave you guys from the video. I just want to let you guys know that. We are truly thankful for you guys to just tune in.
Yeah, especially if it's our first episode, man.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
It's just really, it's a really big leap for us, too.
Yeah.
So,
thank you.
We really appreciate you guys. But anyway, without further ado, let's get back into what we were talking about, starting and evolving from where you started.
And the supplies and what it takes to get there.
Yeah, exactly.
Because this is an introduction and we just want to give you guys our character and how we are true to ourselves. Yeah. So I'll just take it away. Yeah. With detailing, I had the essentials like the bucket, the hose, the electricity cord or the electrical cord, the extension cord, whatever you call it. And then I was able to have that rigid vacuum. I literally started my business out of $100 or $150. Yeah. No further than that. Again, just reiterating what I said in the beginning, but I do want to go a little bit more in depth that with what I bought, it was all off of my own consistent and persistency, my own consistency and persistence of wanting to achieve my goals. At the start of my detailing business, I had mentioned that my parents were not a big support system for me. Yeah. Although they love me and they care for me, I got a college education and I was able to make them proud. They wanted me to continue that path of finding that skill or
exactly.
that
like from what you got in college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I kind of went all in, no support, got kicked out, wasn't allowed to like use the hose, wasn't allowed to use any of the water, but it pushed me more to be more, how would I say, more goal driven, to push myself to be determined, to show them that I can do this, and I can show them that I can make money from this. Yeah. So when I was going on with my life, I started to make more clients and made more friends, and I started to see this as a business more, and so I started making more money, and the money that I would have, it all came. I started saving simply because in college I was not making enough money with my 9 to 5, and I was literally itching and scratching change to just pay for gas. Yeah. So as I went through that, learning how to save my money was a necessity for me, because I didn't want to go back to that, I guess you would say, that poor mentality. Right. So I just kept on pushing myself to that save and save.
Paycheck to paycheck, lifestyle.
So I kind of saved, and detailing provided that extra finance, and whatever I got from detailing, I reinvested it into the business, like we were talking about. Yeah. With the supplies, you will start to evolve into the detailer that you want to become. So as I started to reinvest into the chemicals and started to learn what chemicals are meant for me, or what got the job done, or what are the tools that I needed to get the job done better and faster and more accurate than what I wanted. So this was a drive to just seek better and better. Yeah. And since my parents had no support in this, the drive was a lot harder. Yeah. So I started in a Corolla, and then I ended up buying a van 3 years or 2 years in after detailing, and this was all money made off of detailing. Nothing was given. All was provided from hard work and dedication and consistency and commitment. After I pushed myself to get the van, I set myself a goal that I wanted to get a badass setup in the van, and I wanted it to look good, and I wanted to be organized in that way. So I started to make more money and push myself to get that set up. And when I finally got it, it's because once I got it, I felt amazed. But when you start to upgrade all your tools and equipment, and then you lack a nice setup, sometimes you can get tired of things moving around and then getting misplaced, or it just looks like a junk show in the van. And so you just start like stressing out more. And honestly, with detailing, not only as you're detailing, like you're providing a stress-free environment for your client when he comes and sees the car. When you don't have your environment clean, you are providing stress for yourself, and as a business owner, with whatever that is, what is that tendency where you OCD, you want everything to be perfect. Exactly. You get into that, and I think that when I got the setup, it was able to provide, wow, I am not stressed anymore. Everything's clean. Everything has a spot. Everything's organized. So if everything's organized with me, then I can show up to the job, getting the job done without having to like stress myself out. So that was the mentality of what I wanted. And so I pushed myself to get that. And so I saved, and I was able to go through a business class where they helped me also understand financing and also understand what a small business should do and the avenues of where to take that. So I invested again into myself that way. Nothing again was given. Everything was hard work and hard-earned, hard work and commitment. I want to say that just because those are two words that I am, and I want to reflect to the people that are outside, to know that with hard work and commitment, you will achieve your goals and you will achieve your dreams to evolve the business that you need and that you want. And just dream, continue to imagine, continue to push yourself further than you are. And even in those burnout moments when you are done and tired and you don't want to be a part of this business no more, that's in those moments. Those are the moments that I love the most, because those are the places where I'm able to see and break down what's going wrong and why am I getting frustrated that nothing is working, and how can I better myself so that I am not getting here again. So then there's like a restructuring in your mind, and as you develop and as you grow as a business owner, I think in general, just as an entrepreneur, you're growing your character to become the person that you're gonna be your hero in the next 5 years. You know that if you push yourself in this, you're gonna be the hero in the next 5 years, and that's why I love not just detailing but the entrepreneur path and the hardship that it gives. And I think that I've developed a lot as a person. I used to be timid. I used to be scared. I used to be very shy and would be very passive. And as I started this journey of becoming this entrepreneur that I was going to become, and started trading my skill for money, it gave me more confidence in who I am with myself. And it's given me more of a leadership kind of role, not just with me, but with my family as well. And just tackling every position without fear, and just continuing to go and trying to see the green grass, or what is it? The grass on the other side that's greener.
There we go.
I wanted to push myself to get there. So, detailing is an art, but also there's a lot of building within yourself that needs to get talked about and needs to get addressed, and a lot of people need to learn that. And it's not just about the money, but it's about growing yourself into the person that you want to become. And
as a business owner.
Did you ever find yourself, Juan, did you ever find yourself like ever needing to push yourself beyond your limits, to the point that when burnout happened, like you wanted to you were
do things differently.
Yeah, do things different, and you started to restructure yourself. And did you change your character? Did your character change?
You know what? Yeah, you know what? And now that you mentioned that, I've had, like I said earlier in the podcast, that I came from doing like 10 cars a day, and traveling an hour, to Lancaster to do clients over there as well.
Wow.
And coming back here to do, and you know what? I wouldn't charge any more over there when I first started. I was still charging $30-$40.
Yeah.
I would drive an hour all the way up there, and then I would come back here and still do the same amount of cars. I'd finish at 9 p.m. I remember those days where you would finish at 10:30 p.m., man.
It's a hard work.
That's where you'd finish late, man. And I still know some detailers that finish like at around 11 p.m. at night. Or when you're doing a paint correction, you're staying up till 1 a.m.
Exactly.
So I've had those moments a lot. I mean, I'm sure a lot of other retailers have. And, I did, I came to a point where I said, you know what? My back hurts too much. I'm complaining a little too much. And I started to get overwhelmed and stressed, and it was just like, I'm doing something wrong. Not only that, I wasn't able to afford a lot of the products that I was buying. I'm not going to lie. I think I was just working just for products. Yep. Straight up. Mm-hmm. I was working for the business rather than the business working for me, or the money, I was working for the money rather than the money working for me. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Exactly.
And it was just a total wrong idea. So I said, okay, I got to stop here. Yeah, so, I mean, it wasn't until after, I did a lot of that, I said, I was doing something wrong, like I mentioned earlier, the money wasn't working for me. I was working a little too hard. Obviously, my pricing, as I mentioned earlier, wasn't where it should have been. There's a lot of things I should have raised, so I don't have to just work for product, that I can barely afford some chemical guys' products. You know what I mean? But that's when I noticed that, charging wrong was overworking me. Because I was trying to do too many cars throughout every day. And I worked Monday through Sunday. Mm-hmm. I would book myself out. Obviously, if you're overbooked, don't take that as a great sign. That could be a bad sign. I'm just letting you know now. We'll talk about that later. But basically, I did find myself, saying, okay, yeah, I'm getting burnt out. I'm young. I'm 20 years old.
Yeah.
So so you have an idea, and I said, you know what? No, I'm gonna get old real fast,
Wait, and you're 20 years old and your back was hurting?
Yeah.
Oh man.
And sometimes it still does hurt. I'll tell you that, man. So you don't want to be that way, So this is where I said, okay, I need to sit down and restructure, and it doesn't hurt to ask someone who's already been doing it. If you land on an asshole, excuse my French, just ignore them and don't hesitate to ask another person, because there are assholes in this industry, just like there are great people like Izar. There are great people in this industry that you're gonna meet. And you could even network while going to a detail shop.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but I ended up having to ask for some advice. Shout out to Explicit, might be a special guest, so stay tuned. But I had to ask someone for some tips. Especially on pricing. I had to restructure everything. And then I had to take a couple breaks. And because I was feeling burnt out. Yeah. I wanted to give up. I wanted to quit.
Oh yeah.
Because I wasn't making anything. No money. I would go to the chemical guy's store and spend $100. And I could barely afford the $100, because that would be my whole day worth of work. My 10 cars a day. So, what am I trying to say here? Yes, I did get burnt out. I got burnt out by doing that, and this is part of the evolution of when you're starting.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You're gonna hit that mark where you want to give up. Just don't give up.
Yeah.
Sit down, grab a notebook or a planner or something, and restructure your business. Be a business owner. There's someone who, I helped out as well, and we kind of help each other now. He told me, he was like, don't forget that you still have a business to run. Whether you're sick, you're tired, or whatever, you still have a business to run. So yeah, take your breaks, or whatever, but don't forget you still have to run your business, especially if you want it to be successful.
Learn balance.
Balance. Exactly.
Balance.
There we go. Keyword, balance. So, that's where I started to restructure everything, and you'll find at times that you don't just have to restructure once. This will happen many times.
Yeah.
You could be working 5 cars a day and busting your butt off, your tushy off,
Yeah.
to get those 5 cars looking in its best shape, depending on what you're offering those packages.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
you won't be just doing basic washes. You're going to be doing some polishes. You're going to be doing some... Wash and waxes. Full interior details with shampoo, scrub down. Interior details.
It's crazy.
Yeah, back breaking. That's why my back hurted, by the way.
Stressful.
Yes, very stressful. So, you have to deal with a lot of hazard things, yada, yada. You guys know it. Mm-hmm. So, the point is, I had to even rebrand. I used to be VIP, the real VIP mobile detailing, The
truth comes out.
And so I rebranded to the Gloss Doctor, I even sat down, shout out to our producer in the back here, Aaron. A.K.A. Nora. What's up?
Nora.
So shout out to him. But because, I had great people in my life to be like, you know what, let's restructure together. It's good to find yourself a good friend too. Sit down, challenge yourself, challenge each other. Okay, grab yourself a planner, a notebook, budget, as Izar was saying earlier, know how to handle your money. Budget, see how much you're making in that week, whether it be $500 a week or $2,000, $3,000. It doesn't matter. But see how you can constantly grow it. Set goals for yourself, and you'll start to see your evolution. You'll start to evolve, and then once you start doing that, you can start looking into like what Izar did.
Yeah.
Evolve your setup. Get your setup get yourself that professional setup you've been dreaming of.
Yeah.
Get yourself look into more high quality products, into higher quality products such as what I use is Coach Cami. We mentioned Shine Supply earlier. You start getting to depth of that, and then combining your chemicals it's the beauty of detailing that once you start learning a lot more how to run the business, you get to learn more about how to do it, what to do, what to use, how to use it, and there's just never ending in learning in this business, which
Yeah.
is something, you know, and if you're a client watching this podcast, because this is open for clients too to watch, if you want to learn about detailing and simply what we do as detailers, that's everything we're talking about goes into auto detailing.
Yeah, wait, Juan, I have one question.
Yeah.
How'd you become the person that you are today in the midst of like detailing or like in those burnout moments that you've had? Like, how did you see yourself change like your character? Were you always this outgoing, this driven,
Right.
ambitious man, or did it come out of somewhere? Was it like when did that strike you?
That's a good question. You know what? For me personally, in high school, I was a little more introvert. You know,
Were you a nerd?
A little bit. I was a band nerd.
Dang.
I was in band. Yeah. Okay. I played saxophone. I still do. I love it. I'm still a musician. You know, I'm a DJ. I do a lot more stuff. But we're talking about detailing. But you know, I did student council, which helped me, you know, get myself a little bit more out of my comfort zone. You know, I had great friends, thankfully. I'm really thankful for having the friends that I do.
But how did detailing change your character?
I would say I did go into it a little bit more extroverted from high school and all of that stuff.
Okay.
But how did detailing, you know, kind of boost that was the fact that I had to deal with all sorts of types of customers.
Yep.
All sorts of types of people. And, you know, that's one thing about owning a business, you know, and in detailing, that you're gonna find, even though you're doing a crazy detail for $300, you might still get that Karen or Kevin or Ken, whatever you want to call them. You know, you might still get that Karen. You might have that one speck of freaking dust that you missed. But they're going to be a Karen. You know?
Yeah.
You missed that spot. And you're going to be like, God damn it. But you, as a business owner, you kind of got to be patient.
Yeah.
You know, that's one thing that's a really key thing is learning to be patient, you know?
So you say that you're because of detailing, your patience has grown.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. My patience has grown to dealing with different types of people, learning different cultures, too, because you get to meet different races, different everything. You know, it's part of it. It's part of it, especially if you're mobile. You're driving everywhere. You're driving to OC. You're driving to Irvine. You're driving to Santa Monica like you did. You're driving to Palmdale. You're driving to the hood. You know, you're driving to Compton, to Watts. Mm-hmm. You're driving everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. So different people.
Different people, you know, and so I guess it did make me more aware, you know, and get me out of my comfort zone in terms of talking to my customers and being confident.
Yes.
Confident in what I have to offer.
Yes.
Because when you're first starting, that's something that you can lack.
Yeah.
You can lack confidence because you're just starting. You know, go in full force with your confidence. Yes, you might still be a beginner, but as long as you go in determined to learn, surpass your beginner, become intermediate, advanced, pro, you're gonna make it in no time.
Yeah,
you know,
it's funny that you say that because I think that when you're detailing, a part of your character will change based on the customers that you deal with. Because if you're just as an introvert as I am. I'm a hardcore introvert. I can be good. So I have good social skills, but at heart, I just want to stay inside and just watch movies and TV, and that's it. But but when I go out and I do deal with these kinds of clients that Juan was saying and describing, I dealing with them kind of made me push myself to be more confident and be more. I guess you would say. Aggressive to a certain extent.
There we go.
Of wanting to explain what I am, what my detailing brings, and being more.
And why you stand out.
Well, yeah, exactly.
You know,
why I stand out.
You're different than the other person.
So
you know what I mean?
Detailing will help you socially based off of clients and customer service, and I mean every kind of 9-to-5 job wants a person that knows how to deal with customer service.
Yeah.
But
sure.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, it's helped me a lot when it came to that, you know, and patience,
confidence.
You know, and you guys that are already doing it, how did it help you? You know,
yeah, you guys got
to share too. Yeah. So make sure you guys share in the comments. You know, add on to what we're saying. Yeah. Add on if you guys think we missed a point. put it in the comments.
Yeah.
Like, don't even hesitate.
And-
As a matter of fact, while you're watching this, do it now.
And again, I also want to say that just thank you for tuning in to the intro of, my story and Juan's story on detailing, and not only that, how we got started and what are some of the tools that we used to get started. This is going to be a great segment for today. Please do those comments. We want them. We want to hear your feedback, and we want to know what you guys want to listen to next. And if you guys have some detailing fans, if you guys are fans of detailers and you guys would want to see those detailers on this podcast, comment that down too as well. We're open to collaborate.
Yeah, try to get as many people in here as possible so we can continue this and hopefully spread to a huge audience. You know, right now we're starting small. I mean, humble beginnings. This is an example of a humble beginning, and we hope that you continue with our journey with us so that you can be part of our growth too. So if you support growth just like we do, we hope that you click that like button or you double tap on the screen or whatever and show us some love. Tag us, repost us, tag us. If you watched it or you're tuning in, or where you're tuning in from, where you're from, where do you detail? If you're a beginner or if you're already advanced, or if you're an old head, like if you're OG, heck, check us.
Yeah.
Check us. I mean, we love to hear every side, every angle,
If anything, you guys are just going to be helping us be better.
Exactly.
And that's we appreciate you guys.
So,
but I think we're just going to clock out of this detailing the donuts, man.
Yeah.
Detailing the donuts.
Yeah. So
also,
don't forget your lunch.
Yeah.
Get yourself some lunch.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And continue sipping that coffee. Stay awake. And stay hydrated.
Yeah. All right, guys. We hope to see you guys soon through the screen, I guess.
Yeah.
Nah, but we hope you tune in again. So thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Juan and Izar, we're out.